Hey there, everyone. Thanks so much for joining another real time episode. I don't know what I'm saying. Real time edit. There we go. That's what it is. Look at that. Forgot the name of my own series here. It's been a long day. I've been recording a bunch of these. Anyway, I got this beautiful snowy egret photographed late summer in the marsh right at sunrise. You can see the sun's coming up in the background here. And so I want to emphasize that and really kind of make everything richer. So I purposefully underexposed the bird just so I could get a little bit of tone in the sky. Ideally, I would have gotten color in the sun, but as you can see, even if I crank that exposure down, that ain't happening. So anyway, I'm going to start with dropping the exposure. Nah, I'll probably just leave it where it's at. Maybe let's drop it down a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Kick the shadows up. Now I can drop the exposure, pull the highlights down a little bit, blacks back down. Now we're getting somewhere. Exposure back up just a tat. Graduated filter at the bottom, darken that, pull those highlights down, hit that up top here as well. There's the color I want. Again, totally wish I could have got tone in that sky or in the sun right there, but couldn't get it. It was there's not enough humidity. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, it looks nice and clean on the bird. And let's see. I'm just going to do the tiniest bit of cropping on this side just to offset that a little bit more and make sure it's level. That looks good. Into Photoshop we go. Yeah, it's been a long day. I've been doing a lot of talking to people today. A lot of online workshops, which is really fun, but maybe I should stop recording these because I'm starting to lose my voice here. All right, come on, Photoshop. There we go. Okay. So let's do a little bit of cloning here. Actually, there's nothing to clone. So I'm just going to start doing some dodging and burning, trying to take this photo in the direction I want. So get this bottom a little bit richer. Same thing with the top here. I'm hating that yellow. It's hideous. It's a little bit rough down there too. I'm going to do just another burn layer because I don't want to affect the existing burning I've done, but I want to take this that down just a little bit. That was a little bit too much there. So let's try. And of course it's not like perfectly level because as I drag this across and try to get it perfectly level, it is not. Yeah. Guess I'll have to do it more manually. I was trying to do the hold shift and keep it perfectly horizontal trick, but that wasn't working. So this is getting it darker, that white band of water there. But as you can see, the color is quite gross and not matching the surroundings, but that's okay. I'm going to change that in just a second. And I'm also, as you can see, going over the legs a bit too much. And so that's not going to be great. So I want to come in and fix that. So let's get the legs back to normal there. There we go. Now let's color that. A little bit of yellow should do the trick here. A lot of red probably. There we go. Now we're getting some tonal value in it. That's looking better. Oops, getting too much over there. All right, you know what? I'm going to actually do that a different way. I thought that might work, but apparently not. So I'm just going to use a color layer instead. Grab the brush here. And let's just start matching this tone up. There we go. That works much better. Because each area kind of has its own tonal value. So this side needed a little bit less or more saturation than it did as it fades out to the left here. So anyway, there we go. It's still there somewhat, which is fine, but look how much reduced that line is. So that's good. All right, let's make the bird stand out a little bit more, and then I'll handle this craptastic yellow up there. So I want the bird to be just a little bit lighter, something like that probably. And I think I could probably select this bird out quite easily. Let's see. Well, maybe not. I thought I could get it better than that. Well, the back edge is really good right there, so I'll just stick with that for now. There we go. Let's try that. Nice. All right, it's a good start, and I'll just do the rest of this manually now. Yeah, it's still not working. Try a little bit here. I'm basically just trying to avoid having to like manually paint around some of these edges, because I think they're like defined enough based on color. Yeah, there we go. And then I guess some of that I can come back and fix. Go around the leg. I don't need that to get any brighter. Hit those edges in there. It's funny, these look so much different in tonal value, but Photoshop is kind of picking them up as somewhat similar, which is interesting. All right, let's see how that's working here. What areas I missed. There we go. Almost done there. Hang in there with me. A little bit longer on this edit. Whenever I got to do these precise selections, things take a little bit longer, so it's kind of the trade-off there. So now I'm going to just try and select just this highlight edge here. There we go. I don't know why it keeps starting up so high there. There we go. Now we're getting the white feathers better. That should do. Nice. And we'll get that little bit down there, and then I think I should be pretty good. So just fix up these one last little edges here. Yeah, that can go too. All right, cool. So got the bird selected. See that? Just kind of punch that bird up a little bit. I'm just going to save this as a selection in case I want to do anything else with it. I don't think I want to at this point, but you know what I do want to do actually? Yeah, I want to actually enhance those these feathers on the back and right on the breast there. So I'm actually gonna look at that, just dodge them up a little bit, give them a little bit more glow, like along the edges here where the sun's hitting it. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. All right, let's mess with this yellow. I think I want to go more towards orange with it. That would be the wrong way. There we go. Ah, that's better. So we'll keep it a little bit yellow, but something like that, I think, seems a little better. Let's try that. We'll paint some of that in on the sky here. Just kind of transition that real funky yellow into a little bit more orangey tone, which is working out nicely. And now, because of that, I guess it got a little desaturated, so I can punch it up just a little in this area here. And then this is going just a little bit too much as well, so let's shift it even further, and we'll just kind of hit that a little bit more orange. All right, too much saturation. I think that's doing it. Yeah, right here. So I got to back off of that just a little bit. And then I guess lastly, I'm just going to try and bring up the eye a little bit more here. And those lures, those yellow lures, just so we can kind of see that a little bit better. Not that much. This is all too much, but that's okay. I'll just back off of it in a second. There we go. So that should be subtle. Yep, subtle lightening in the eye there. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. This is still a little funky along that edge there. Let's see if I can clean that color up. There we go. That's helping it out some. Yeah, so it just needs to kind of fade. I guess part of it too is just the marsh grass is being weird there, like the way it just transitions up. So that's part of why I guess it's a little funky in the color as well. So that makes sense. But I think that's looking good enough for now. Now that I zoom back out, I guess I just want the head of the bird a little bit lighter as well. So let me find my selection. Load that up. And then I'll just kind of, there we go. Nice. All right. I think that'll about do it. Let's save that. I'll jump back into Lightroom, show you the total before and after. Going to be quite a significant difference on this one. Whenever I shoot this style of image, oh gosh, now I look at this again, I'm seeing some red in that dodge that I just did there. Watch in the head here. See the red that just showed up in there? That's no good. Back into Photoshop I go. Oh, I didn't mean to quit Photoshop. All right, we're back. Let's take some of that red out. I'm just going to actually use the dodge layer where I painted that in there. Just kind of back off that red a little bit. And let's see if that's doing it. Yeah, I could probably just go a tad more. There we go. That looks better. All right. Yeah, sometimes these kind of images are definitely the ones where sometimes it pays to walk away and come back to it. I didn't do that, but I just kind of looked at some other stuff and then brought my eyes back to the snowy egret's head and noticed there was just like a splash of red in there. I guess Photoshop decided to quit on me. Cool. Okay, so check that out. Bit of a difference there, huh? Bit of a difference. Yeah, look at that. But I knew all the data was there to get me where I wanted on this image to the right. That's a little bit more how it looked to my eye on the right. I could definitely see a lot more color in the sky when I was there. Like this is a little bit washed out just because of how I exposed it. Honestly, in my original exposure, I should have exposed it darker to get more tone in the sky. So I screwed that up a bit because I can always bring up the detail in the shadows a lot easier than recovering anything in the highlights. So I always like to underexpose the hell out of these birds when I do this kind of shoot or shot. But it didn't matter in the end. It kind of worked out, got me where I wanted here. Nice rich backlit photo. Looks like you're sitting there, laying there, staring into the sun. So thank you so much for following along on this one. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit longer than normal, but I had a little bit more to do on this file. And yeah, I'm happy with this one. So if you want to learn how I do these edits and ask me some questions or see how I do this kind of stuff step by step with your own photos, you can always sign up for a remote session with me. Head on over to rayhennessy.com, hit the workshops menu, right down to online workshops. You can click on the remote training section here and then find out info about pricing and everything and contact me. I also want to give a quick plug to the online bird photography course I have, which is all about learning how to take bird photography. And it's me teaching you. It's a video course. There's over 6 hours of video content. The easiest way to find out a lot more about it is to go to learnbirdphotos.com. There's an entire course outline there. You can see everything I go over, but it really does cover everything and how I photograph birds. So it's a great way to learn from me. Anywhere you live, you can watch it anywhere in the world and have access to that. So thanks so much for following along. I hope you guys really like this photo. I'm really happy with it, and I will see you on the next real-time edit. Thanks so much.